Hello fellow investors, in this video we're going to be discussing financial statements of First Majestic Silver Corp. In my next video, a link to which is going to be in the description to this video, I'm going to discuss information provided by the company's management. I'm also going to discuss some of the notes to the financial statements, which are quite important. Then I'm also going to discuss silver supply and demand relationship and valuation of the company, potential valuation of the company, and some of my conclusions, which is going to be quite important. So let's start from the review of the financial statements. Okay, so First Majestic Silver's financial statements review for the third quarter of 2022 ended September 30th, 2022. So what do we see? If you look at the results for 9 months, the revenue has increased. It has increased because the company went through a lot more raw product than in the first 9 months of 2021, and this resulted in more revenue, while the cost of the product, silver and gold, was actually less than in 21. So despite silver costing less in 2022 than 21, the company managed to increase its revenue. So it's I would say it's a fake number because, well, you turn out more product at a lower cost, why bother? Consequently, we can see the cost of turning around more stones has increased dramatically. It increased for two reasons. Well, you had to turn around more earth, and simultaneously you experienced inflationary pressures. So consequently, yes, you did make more money, but in revenue, but because you incurred more expenses, you consequently made less money from your operations. So to me, it's this seems strange. At a certain point, I think it's just from maybe investors' point of view, it's maybe better to just conserve the mine and forget about everything else. So then the rest of the expenses, general administrative expenses, went up quite a bit. Okay, that's a concern, but again, if things are operating at normal silver prices, I think that would be a minor concern. I'm not going to pay a lot of attention to this number. Then, okay, after all the expenses, we managed to lose almost $100 million. Okay, not a very good sign. Again, some of these items are non-cash items, so we're going to look at free cash flow later on, but anyway, the GAAP income is $100 million or $100 million for the company, or 37 cents per share for 9 months of operations, of increased operations. I don't like this number. I don't like these numbers. Anyway, let's move forward. The other thing that I don't like on the financial statements is if you look at the number of shares. Number of shares for 3 months and, a year ago was 6 million shares less than today. So the company diluted not only lost shareholders' equity at lower silver prices, it also managed to dilute by 2.5% the owner's equity, which is... Well, I wouldn't be happy if I was a shareholder that didn't get those extra shares for free. Let's put it this way. What's next? Now let's look at the statement of cash flow. That's a very important statement for a mining company. So for the 9 months ended September 30th, we generated $33 million of operational cash flow, which is bad, but it was expected because of much lower silver prices. Again, I'm trying to I'm doing bottom fishing, so I'm trying to catch the bottom of the silver prices. So this number doesn't look good, but it is expected. Then, from important standpoint, another important thing is that about $100 million goes into sustaining capital expenditures. The number was $85.7 million in 2021. I assume that in 2022 is going to go up due to inflationary pressures. I would expect it to be even higher than $100 million. So in reality, we have, I'd say we'd have a negative cash flow of around maybe minus $70 million. Okay, so let's move forward. I'm not really interested in this data. I'll explain, because a company doesn't have a lot of debts. Let's move forward. Assets. Current assets, okay, $315 million. Current liabilities compared to current assets, $176 million. The proportion looks normal, nothing to be worried about over here. Then we have non-current assets, about $1.7 billion. Okay, sounds good, and I respect a decent number. Long-term debt, there is not a lot of, like, about $500 million, just over $500 million of long-term debt. More than this. Decommissioning liabilities, they are you don't have to pay interest on them, so on deferred tax liabilities. So really, you probably have to pay interest on these items, and it's considering the total number of assets, that's a negligible number. So long-term debt looks good. The company is able to withstand years of low silver prices, and that's excellent. Equity. Now, what I'm concerned with here is how much equity, when I buy the share, how much equity do I actually have per share? Well, currently at present, first, the equity went, compared to 9 months ago, the equity has decreased by about $70 million. That's, $70 million. So that's due to the losses generated over that 9 months period. So that's expected. Another loss for me as a shareholder would be the 2.5% dilution, the increase in the number of shares. So, but in any case, so right now my equity, if I'm going to buy the shares at this moment, is going to be roughly $5.11. That's in US dollars, while currently on the New York Stock Exchange, the shares are being traded at $9.6 a share. That's good, acceptable, given the fact that there is a lot of inflation, and in mining sector, inflation is really like sometimes it's I see it looks like mining inflation is going at a rate maybe sometimes of 30%, if not higher. So I would expect that this number, in reality, since it's not this book value per share number, since it's not really adjusted for inflation, it could be close to the current market price per share. So we could be very close to the bottom. But again, if silver prices, all depends on the silver prices here. So if silver prices fall further, then the company is going to generate more losses, and the equity is going to go down, and the company is going, the share price is probably going to keep going down. However, if silver prices will start going up, things could get very interesting. So that's it on the financial statements. Now let's move to other things.